Yes. Mm. Nutrient. Yeah. Hmm. Amazing. Are you a scientist? Amazing. Great. Hmm. Amazing. Great. Great. Sorry, I didn't get your name. Your name is? Great. And you're calling from? Thank you so much for calling and keep listening to the development report. Amazing. So she actually prefers forest food to fast food, and she gave us reasons, especially for our health. And she also highlighted that fast food actually goes through so many processes that reduces the nutritional value of this food. Amazing. And she, as the president, for one day, would actually ban the cutting down of trees. And even if you have to do, you need to plant more. Amazing. I'd love to hear from other people. The number to call in is 0911 222 1055. You can also call us on 0911 112 1055. Now, the question is, forest foods versus fast food. Which one do you think is better for your health and why? Now, remember, we're doing this to commemorate the International Day of Forest. This is to see the importance of forests in our communities and to appreciate their existence around us. It is not a disadvantage to have forests around you. If you look at it, especially from the food security that it actually adds to in our nation and anywhere, any other place. Yeah, so I'd love to hear from you. Forest foods versus fast food, which do you think is better for your health and why? And the second question, now imagine you are the president for one day. What is the first law you would pass to protect Nigeria's forest and food supply? We've had a caller tell us about what she thinks, and we'd love to hear from other people. Remember, you can actually call in. I'm opening the phone lines. You can call in. The number is 0911 222 1055. That is the number. The number is 0911 222 1055. And you can actually call us also on 0911 112 1055. Would love to hear from you. So if I actually missed your call, you can actually call us. The number is 0911 222 1055. The number is 0911 222 1055, and you can reach us on 0911 112 1055. Now, we are commemorating the International Day of Forest themed forest and food, and we're looking at food supply, food security in this aspect too. And we are actually opening the phone lines for you to answer these questions. Now, forest foods versus fast food. Now, one other thing I think I need to point on is the caller actually said most of the medicine that the pharmaceutical stores actually have right there with them are actually gotten from trees and plants from the forest, which is amazing. And that's why we want to hear more from you. I believe we have so many enlightened people listening right now. We have so many people who also want to know beyond the level at which they actually know right now, and that's why we're making this engaging. And I'm opening the phone lines now to hear more conversations, more reactions from you as a person. Now the question is forest food versus fast food. I'm actually wondering, when the first caller actually called, and she actually said that she's imagining why someone would why fast food that is actually dangerous. I think there are people who actually have some other opinion, and I'd love to hear your reaction about this. So let's hear from you. Forest foods versus fast food, which one do you think is better for your health and why? All right, I have a caller. Hello. Hello, good afternoon. I can hear you. People's 105.5 FM, I can hear you. All right, you can still call back. The call actually dropped. 0911-222-1055 is the number. And you can also call on 0911-112-1055. I'm here to take your calls. I would love to hear from you. We are commemorating the International Day of Forest, and we've listed some of the advantages that we actually gain, aside the impact on our environment, the impact on the climate, the impact of forest in the environment. There are so many other benefits. We've heard from a caller talking about the medicinal value forest gives to our society. We've heard the health benefit of foods that are actually gotten from the forest, and so would love to hear from you. Let's hear your opinion now. Forest foods versus fast food, which do you think is better for your health and why? And the second question, now imagine I'm making you the president of my show for just one day. Now imagine you're the president for one day. What's the first law you would pass to protect Nigeria's forest and food supply? I'd love to hear from you. The phone lines are open. You can actually call us on 0911-222-1055, or you can drop it on if you're watching me on YouTube, you can actually drop it on the comment section, and I believe I'll be able to see your contributions. And you can also call us on 0911-112-1055. Now this is to commemorate the International Day of Forest. All right, so this is all right, so yeah, all right, I will. Are you going out? All right, so this is the development reports, and we're commemorating the International Day of Forest, and that's why we're having all these conversations right now You can actually join if you listen to me on YouTube. Lord of the harvest moons, I'm making joy of the soul. The land is green, it's green. Oh, oh. The land is green, it's green. Can't you see? The harvest is ready. The Lord of the harvest won't be sown. It's green, it's green. All right, you're still listening to People's 105.5 FM, and this is the Development Report. We are commemorating the International Day of Forest, which was actually held yesterday, the 21st of March 2025. Yeah, it's always celebrated on the 21st of March. Yeah. Now, there are fascinating things about forests. Now, I know it's not really a very pleasant place to be in. Who wants to go to the forest to actually sleep or stay? I believe no one wants to do that. Yeah, but we're looking at the impacts that this actually has to our environment. Yeah, and we're actually tying this to SDG 2. When I say SDG, we know we're talking about Sustainable Development Goals 2, which is zero hunger, and Sustainable Development Goal 15, which is life on land. Now, interestingly, we all know that forest is an activity of the land, yeah, and it's amazing to know that there are fascinating things that could actually come up, spring up from our forest. For those of us who love eating chocolates, now there will be no chocolate without the forest. Now, there are actually species of plants used for building that, some of these trees are serving to the communities. So if we keep cutting down trees, how can we actually ensure that we are preserving what the next generation will actually go back to, be thankful for, right? So it is one thing to actually carry out activities, but it's another thing to bear in mind the next generation that will actually be coming. I read somewhere that says the people who actually destroy the earth are not the people that pay for it, which is actually a sad reality. Now, if we keep damaging the environment, if we keep causing harm to the environment, apparently someday we'll leave this place and there are future generations that are actually coming, and these people will actually have other activities to carry out. But if they do not have the right environment and the right space to actually carry out their activities, then it means we did not do a great job. And that is the reason for a program like this, focused on sustainable development. You ask me, what is sustainability? Now, I'll tell you, sustainability is, doing the right things and also bearing in mind the generation to come, right? So whatever we're doing, we're ensuring that we're not just carrying out activities, but we're also ensuring that generations to come would actually find a safe place, a safe earth, a safe environment to actually work on. Now it's also very notable, which one of our callers have actually made this known to us, that the forest is actually a very good source of medicinal plants. Now, more than 25% of modern medicines are derived from forest plants, right? They are derived from forest plants. So if we don't in our environment, so I'm going to take a last call. If you want to call in, you can actually call in right now. I'm opening the phone lines. I'd love to hear from you. Forest food versus fast food, which do you think is better for your health and why? You can actually call in now. And imagine you are the president of my show right now. You're the president and you want to make a law as around forest. What's the first law you would pass to protect Nigeria's forest and food supply? I would love to hear from you. What is that first law you would love to make to protect Nigeria's forest and food supply? The phone lines are open. The number is 0911-222-1055. If you've called before and it's not connecting, this is an opportunity for you to try again, and I believe it's going to go through this time around. 0911-222-1055. 1055. You can also reach us on 0911 112 1055. Let me take that slowly. 0911 222 1055. I'd love to hear from you. Forest food versus fast food. Which do you think is better for your health? Now, that was actually a female who called in. All right, I think we have a call. Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from? Good afternoon. Can you hear me? All right, you can call back. The number is 0911 222 1055, and you can also reach us on 0911 112 1055. I'd love to hear from you. Forest foods versus fast food. Which do you think is better for your health and why? You can also send us a message on WhatsApp on 0911 112 1055, and I'll be reading out your messages. If you drop a message, I'm going to be reading out your messages, but you can call in directly on 0911 222 1055. If you've tried to call and it wasn't connecting, I think you should try again. Now, forest food versus fast food, which do you think is better for your health and why? You may want to ask me, okay, what's your opinion? I think fast food is actually sweet, but you know what they say about sweet things? You know what they say about sweet things, yeah? And if you're like me, who is always losing, you have this friend in your circle who is always losing weight. So if you're like me, who is always losing weight or always trying to lose weight or always cautious about losing weight, then I think we're going for the forest kind of food, which is most of which is medicinal, most of which is healthy, most of which will actually help our body system and all like that. All right. Unfortunately, I think I was actually having a great time. Yeah, I was actually having a great time for today's show because it's something that is very enlightening. I'm one of these persons that when you talk about forest, what is it to know about it? But gracious programs like this would actually, show you the necessity of some of these things and the impact on our environment. Well, I'm going to be continuing this discussion around environment and the climate, the space. On Wednesday, join me for Climate Fact File on Wednesday at 11 a.m. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to have a guest on that show, and we're really going to take it slowly and very big, yeah. So unfortunately, we have come to the end of today's show, where we highlighted the International Day of Forest. But join me same time next week on this same show, on this station, People's 105.5 FM, and we'll do justice to the topic we have before us at that time. Well, you're going to be hearing the voice of one very fine Mr. Yumi very soon, okay? So until next time, I also want to appreciate the producer of this show, Mr. Charles Kalu. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Until next time, remember, sustainable development is a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the needs of the future generation. And if you're listening or watching me from YouTube, here's from you. All right, until next time, bye. I thought it was over, thought you were done with me.